Are you working class? A common person? I'm not. Find out why on Your World as I See It. The management of money affects us all, even common persons such as you, who have only brief encounters with it. In a moment, an alleged economist will explain the family budget in terms that even you can understand. For the sake of clarity, a circular food item is used, which you people ingest with a sickening regularity.
Now, of that weekly paycheck, 1/4 goes to your shelter, 50% to your bass boat, 64% for pay TV, video rentals, and them 900 numbers, and that leaves that much for your kids' education. That's okay. Army will do her good.
And that's your world as I see it. Normally, a party is thought to be a social gathering ideal for conversation and for nurturing relationships. One should therefore act in a controlled, civilized manner with careful attention being paid to proper etiquette. Proper etiquette, however, means something entirely different to the plebeian. Let's observe. Superb. A matter of opinion. Asta Clement here, gagging through your world as I see it. When the base-born common attempt modus venendi, they often run aground.
You know, Vern, chess is a game of your strategy, tactics, and millinery know-how. And that is why I am unstoppable. Crown me.
This is Asta Clement, constipated in your world as I see it. As you will see, even the simplest of life's daily routines reinforce the relationships.
The other day, my daddy held up my diaper and said, "Look what my little baby Ernest made for me." Boy, is he ever gonna be easy to shop for. Know what I mean? Mama. Uh-oh.
From the mouths of babes, I'm Asta Clement, suffering through your world as I see it. Refrigerator illumination has historically baffled the common man, and he has often wondered,
Does the refrigerator light stay on when the door's closed? Yeah, it does.
ooh, another mystery solved by that clannish brood known as the common people. This is Asta Clement suffering through your world as I see it. This roughshod royalty plays an influential role in the life of the common man, down to his imitation of the king in the mating process.
Oh, Nita, I'm getting hot. It's happening again. It's Elvis leg. I can't control it, baby. Every time I get this, I feel like the king. Tell you what, how about we hop in the car and go get something cold to drink to cool off? You drive. I can control this.
So much for culture. Playing with one's extremities takes very little talent, yet it seems to endear the performer to the 3-watt audience, which is easily amused.
Bye, Mama. Bye, Papa.
He is even dangerous with imaginary string. This is Asta Clement enduring your world as I see it. What attracts one commoner to another? One can only guess. Auntie Nelda thinks she has the answer.
My neighbor, Mr. Oslo, came over because he wants me. He said it was because my cat killed his chihuahua, but I know it's because he wants me as his love slave. And who am I to separate a man from his dreams?
They say love is blind, and in Auntie Nelda's case, it was achieved with hot pokers. I'm Master Clement, and that's your world as I see it. The witless are somewhat fortunate. All they have to do for mechanical amusement is touch a button. How delightful. This is Aster Clement, suffering through your world as I see it. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but sometimes you have to hold it at a distance.
Oh, sure, honey, having the perfect nails is part of the lure for the big catch. And that's why it's so important to treat them with the utmost of respect. They must be shaped and formed as if Michelangelo sculpted them himself. Now, honey, sometimes we have to suffer for beauty. You'll have to let that one soak.
We must all pay a price for vanity. Luckily, mine's tax deductible. I'm Aster Clement, and this is your world as I see it. The infatuation among common creatures is often symbolized by some offering or sacrifice. These gifts take the shape of the paramour's heart. How clever. And when the courtier opens this lovelorn treasure, they should be overwhelmed with unbridled passion.
Happy Valentine's Day, Vern. Be mine, know what I mean? Hand me one of them caramels, how about it? Vern.
Forever yours, Aster Clement. And that's your world as I see it. The common man's reluctance to read books. He claims the words turn into little dancing men that jump off the page just before he blacks out. So he fills his cranium to capacity with tabloid trivia.
Oh, no. Tiny mole people have burrowed out from the center of the earth and they're stealing people's brains. I've got to hide my brain.
Pitiful, isn't it? But that's your world as I see it. Producing an offspring can be a very risky business, especially at the shallow end of the gene pool where you swim. The pedestrian parents wait with great expectancy to hear baby's first words.
Mama, Daddy, pop me a cold one. Put on some Hank Jr. Scratch my back, Mama. My arms are too short. Oh, up higher. Shoulder blades.
How cute. A living, breathing reason for birth control in your world as I see it. Why common people mate at all is a point worth pondering, but even more disturbing are the things they do to attract and secure a suitable mate.
You know, Nita, that boy down at the bike shop said as soon as my divorce is final, he's gonna change Rayette's name on my tattoo to a little girl riding a dragonfly. Now, is that love or what?
The frightening thing about actually having found a mate is the very real danger they may reproduce. In your world, as I see it. Wood lore for the cranially lame usually begins with meticulous care of one's tools.
To sharpen a knife, first you wet the stone. That's the hard part. Then, you lay the knife about 30 degrees on the surface of the stone and run it smoothly all the way down and through the meat of the hand. Oh. I'll be right back. Be right back.
New skills in first aid could become paramount. This is Aster Clement suffering through your world as I see it. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but sometimes you have to hold it at a distance.
Honey, it looks like you got a little hair growing out of that mole right there. Actually, it looks more like a groundhog, but don't worry, electrolysis will take care of it. Gosh, your roots must go back to colonial days. Well, we're going up to level 12. Don't worry, I can do wonders with makeup, and a little Bondo wouldn't hurt. Just a minute, I'll go get my spatula.
We must all pay a price for vanity. Luckily, mine's tax deductible. I'm Master Clement, and this is your world as I see it. When the average vulgarian comes in contact with his favorite alleged nourishment, his first emotion is exultation and delight. All gone. The self-pity is quite nauseating. One should approach with judicious prudence when dealing with Redneckus americanus. The creature can become quite vicious, especially when in pursuit of auto parts.
Hey, Bubba, run get that broke one out of the dumpster. Looks like we got us a customer. Pockets just a bulging. Credit cards out the Great Divide. Got lollipop wrote all over his face.
If he had my money, he'd burn his. Master Clement here with Your World as I See It. The commoner can turn dirty laundry into a sympathetic companion by merely adding 2 strategic buttons.
Yes, it's true. I have become a master of ventriloquism. I will drink this glass of water whilst Bobo here speaks.
Boy, of all the luck, here I am stuck in this man's hand and I can't do anything about it. Can somebody get me out of here?
Don't
Just
tell him
anything.
that. Just shut up. It's hard enough to get this job.
He's so cute. Scientists recently discovered an actual working-class infant with a gift of speech. This tiny talker will now expound on what every baby wishes his parents knew.
Mama, warm your hands before you change my diaper. This morning you almost froze my butt off.
Amazing, and yet somehow so common. In your world, as I see it, I'm Master Clement. Sometimes the most puzzling aspects come from the common man's household items.
You know, in my opinion, these lunch bottles are the smartest objects on Earth, 'cause they keep hot things hot and cold things cold. But how does it know?
It doesn't know, Ernest. It assumes, but it doesn't know. This is Master Clement choking on your world as I see it. Guilt is a powerful emotion, and who better to explain it than Auntie Nelda?
My son, Izzy. He never visits, he never calls. A light bulb blew out 14 months ago. If he loved me, he would replace it. But of course that would require a visit, wouldn't it?
Pitiful, isn't it? But that's your world as I see it. Common persons like you often have limited vocabularies and have to depend on hand gestures to communicate. These are often more colorful than your speech, but difficult to understand. For example, political views. I don't know. Personal relationships. I don't know. Philosophy. I don't know. Economics. I don't know. Sports. Bird. If fish is brain food, then Ernest P. Worrell is using an unbaited hook.
I speak fluent fish, and notice that my lips will never leave the surface of my face. I just said hi. My name is Ernest P. Worrell. Well, at least he got the middle initial right.
If I were a fish, I'd say,
His brain is too small. Throw him back. I'm Master Clement, with your world as I see it.
At Bunny's Beauty World, beauty is a state of mind, but more closely resembles the state of New Jersey.
Honey, the secret to lasting beauty was discovered in the early 1950s, and its name was hairspray. And what do? We tease, tease, tease. Just think of all those third world countries that don't even have hairspray. They have rice, and it doesn't do a thing for your hair.
And that's your world as I see it. When common persons such as yourselves produce offspring, you immediately buy brightly colored objects to hang above the baby's crib in an attempt to increase the infant's IQ.
Ow, ow, thing. Ow, ow.
Hey, Silla, bring me a bottle, what do you say? Huh? Thank you very much.
And to think someone once said imitation is the highest form of flattery. Not, I'm afraid, in your world as I see it. I'm Master Clement. The common man's ability to understand any economic theory beyond take-home pay is extremely limited.
You know, Vern, I'm worried about your financial condition. I'm concerned about how you'll fare in this climate of economic upheaval. And that's why, Vern, you should trade me Park Place for the waterworks. Oh, yeah.
Of course I play Monopoly with real buildings. Perpetual care is something commoners take not to heart, but to home.
This is my late husband, Morris. I used to take care of him when he was alive. I threw a mahjong party. Someone used him as an ashtray. What a relief. I thought he was putting on weight. I took him into the bedroom, lifted the lid to say goodnight, and there's a cigar butt staring at me. Sit up, hold your stomach in.
Commoners keep their relatives the old-fashioned way. They earn them. At first it appears that the laggard is only slackened, but then...
Velcro is like these two little pads that's got little hooks on them. Hooks like this. You got any more chalk? I'll just use this pen. Ooh, that sounds awful, doesn't it? It kind of reminds you of this.
And that's your world as I see it. These travesties of information often include opportunities to enhance the quality of one's life.
Hey, Nita. Says here in the National Intruder, if you got Gretchen and the number 7 in your tattoo, that you can win this pop-up camper. That'd be worth you getting another tattoo, wouldn't it, honey? Well, we can find a bare spot somewhere. Well, what about the palms of your hands?
Quality of life, indeed. This is Master Clement. Static electricity seems to amuse the simpleton savant. It magically clings to the body when energetically rubbed on the so-called knucklehead. Test yourself for common amusement by trying this at home, unless, of course, you own a book.
Just entering Bunny's Beauty World can be a hair-raising experience.
Honey, you need those eyebrows tweezed, or should I say eyebrow, since you've only got one that runs the entire length of your forehead. But at least you've got a built-in sunshade. But don't worry, it'll heal over the bone before long.
Yes, another shocking but true look at commonness seeking perfection. Easter bunnies, like so many other holiday icons, have been sculpted and molded in a variety of materials. Ceramics, plastics, marshmallows, but most often in chocolate. Chocolate, of course, being the most festive.
Happy Easter, Vern. I like to eat the eyes first.
New to holiday ritual is eating the eyes first, and that's your world as I see it. What burning inquiries torment these trifle tykes? What little questions are rattling around in those tiny little craniums? Do we really want to know?
Mama, can I still call Hank Jr. Bocephus? Are we ready to assume superpower status in a rapidly changing third world global economy? Mama?
Out of the mouths of babes comes pre-owned, recycled pablum in your world as I see it. I'm Master Clement. One paramount taboo is to not let one of these common persons into your wine cellar. Remember, their sense of value is somewhat distorted.
Can't even pronounce this one. Ah, there it is. The fleur-de-lis, my personal favorite, grape soda. Delightfully understated, yet playfully demure.
I try to overlook most of the habitual barbs of the baseborn, but this particular practice really makes me, what's the word I'm looking for? Gag. Retiring with gum in one's mouth not only resets one's molars, but restyles one's quaff. Obviously, flavor is of no consequence in this matter. This is Aster Clement suffering through your world as I see it. At Bunny's Beauty World, beauty is a state of mind, but more closely resembles the state of New Jersey.
Honey, your hair has a lot of natural curl to it, but rather than using harsh chemicals, I'm using the natural method to detangle. This is tough, and when the going gets tough, the tough use garden tools. These are great in the kitchen, too. Honey, these will tenderize a nickel steak.
I'm Aster Clement, and that's your world as I see it. The commoner can turn dirty laundry into a sympathetic companion by merely adding 2 strategically placed buttons.
And now for a little change of pace, I will speak whilst Bobo here drinks water. Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a... Bobo, you're choking. Does anybody know how to keep a hand puppet from choking? Mouth to mouth, I guess.
Common persons, such as yourselves, often communicate in a language similar to English. These phrases are melodious and colorful, but difficult to understand. For example, political views.
Nuke 'em.
Personal relationships.
Honey, I wouldn't swap you for infield tickets at Talladega.
Finance.
I don't take no check.
And to think William Shakespeare worked a lifetime on something you could butcher in seconds. In your world, as I see it. Although the wanton rabble are grateful for their meager subsistence, they often take overzealous delight in carving fowl.
These times are so special, and I am so grateful for this big bird. Shall I carve? What'll it be, Vern? Light or dark?
Table etiquette is optional. This is Aster Clement suffering through your world as I see it.